was speed. And I was like,
are dodgeball rotations the same as Rocket League? Or
guys,
gotta be.
guys. It is it's 7:30.
Ooh.
All right, you know what that means? Can you see up there? That means that we have officially started episode 10 of Rush Hour Twitch Chat. I am so pleased to have you here. This is a very special episode because we have Fireworks and Drippay here joining us with Subin and Grant. Grant has no social media handles, so don't worry about that. But Fireworks and Drippay, guys, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, yes, Drippay, has it been okay so far? You happy here?
Yep, as good as last time.
As good as last time? What does that mean? What are you trying? Oh, we'll save it. We'll save it for that segment. But Subin, how you been doing, man?
I've been doing pretty good. Finally got back to school. I am stressed, but this is fun.
You know what helps with that?
This is when I relax.
Helps with stress?
What?
There's a lot of booze.
Oh.
That helps. Steven, how you doing? Or Fireworks, I forget.
It's okay.
My bad.
Yeah, very good. Hanging out with Drippay, playing some ping pong. I beat him yesterday. So
Ping pong?
Oh,
yeah. I believe the technical term is table tennis.
Table tennis? I beat him in
ping
table
pong
tennis.
is a derogatory term. But anyway, we're going to move right into the first segment of the day. And don't worry, everybody. We have a very long chat with EG after this. But we're just going to warm up, ease into it by talking about WSOE. So I don't know if you guys watched WSOE.
What's
Did you
that?
get a chance to see it?
Yeah,
Everybody watched it?
Yes.
Pretty much
Yeah.
everybody? All right, well,
See the
that's
game
good.
here or
So
there?
I'll bring up the Liquipedia page for WSOE7, but I wanted to start with something I thought was pretty interesting, and that was Chiefs came last in their group. I don't know if you had a chance to tune into that and watch some of their series.
I didn't get to really see much because they weren't really showing much.
Yeah,
on the stream.
I don't know if the Chiefs were ever a featured match. I think they were.
They
at one
were
point.
against Cloud9, but they didn't even show them. Really.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because I do remember that. So I was going to ask kind of what your thoughts were on that, on Zen as well, because I haven't had a chance to watch a lot of Zen, but I just wanted to get your take on that.
I think Zen was definitely the best pickup they could get from the options they had. So, yeah.
Do you think he was filling in your role adequately?
As I said, I didn't get to really see much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what did you guys get to see? Which series? Because there was a lot of crazy stuff.
I saw a lot of series all at the same time. That's what I saw.
Oh, and I mean, we could also just talk about the format too.
Yeah, I
it was
think
kind
it's
of
really
a crazy format. There was a lot going on with all the red zone style stuff, and I was a part of it. I was there in person, but I want to know what you guys as spectators thought about that whole experience.
Well, I actually really liked the multi-game stream. To be honest, it was, I think, difficult just technically, but at some points when they were really in the groove, the casters were actually matching what they were seeing and stuff like that. I actually felt engaged in multiple games, and Rocket League has a lot of kind of not downtime, but moments where it's just kind of mid-game play. Nothing's really happening.
Yeah, and also one thing that I do want to note too is that you don't have a ton of tournaments like this that does a group stage. And this, they put all of the replays on YouTube. So if you want to go back and watch all the series, you can.
Is it the VOD or
it's
the
actual? It's actual games. So they had all of the
Oh.
feeds. They recorded all of them and then put them on YouTube. So you can go back and look at all the series that weren't on stream.
Oh.
But I like the fact that it allowed us to do a group stage. We got to see a lot of cool stuff because I like group stages a lot. The group stage to single elimination brackets probably my favorite format for a major.
Mm-hmm. It just seemed like the best team came up on top, I think. Maybe, for the day, and it depends on if the play styles match up. But I didn't feel like any team got cheated or didn't have a chance.
Well,
Yeah.
the only thing that I had a problem with was that 10-minute break between the match.
Yes,
between the
yes.
individual
So
games.
I will give you
That
guys
was-
a little bit of insight into the business side of things, right? So if the reason you have such long breaks is because you need to fill sponsorship obligations.
Yeah.
And so unfortunately, it has a lot of breaks, but the good side is that by having these breaks and by having all these sponsors, you actually allow the event to happen. It's just that you have to fit these breaks in somewhere. So they were definitely long breaks, but the reality of the situation is for big majors like this that have a high production value, you've got to get in all of the sponsorships that you sold. It's you got to have equal share of voice,
Right.
and you've got to make You got to make the bank, baby. Like without paying the bills, you can't run the event.
I mean,
That is why there were such long breaks. So if you had to pick between long breaks and having an event, between not having long breaks and not having an event, that's unfortunately the way it goes sometimes.
It's a sacrifice, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was just I think it was G2 and PSG where like there was that break in between the actual match. It was like game 2 and G2 was up 2, and then they took like a 10-minute break, and PSG comes back and reverse.
Yeah, I mean
them.
it almost happened
so
with
weird.
TSM and NRG too. But I mean, Drippay, you're a player. What are your opinions about having to take a break mid-series like that?
Well, I've experienced it before because in Gfinity Australia, like we had breaks like a lot after each game, and it just really kills momentum. Like it just feels like a different series after each game. Like, but yeah,
How long were the breaks?
like 5 minutes.
5-minute breaks.
Yeah.
So I mean, I personally feel like players, they need to be able to adapt to situations like that. Because I think we're only going to see more of having breaks. Because you said you saw it in Gfinity. We have it here. The bigger Rocket League gets, the more we'll have big tournaments like this that have a lot of sponsors that are sponsoring the event, which is going to lead to having to have more breaks. So this is just something we haven't really experienced a lot of before in Rocket League, but I feel like it's going to get to be more of the norm, especially in best of 7 series where you might have a really long series. You'll have a break maybe after game 3 or 4 for ads. But I also think that it's just going to take time for people to get used to, and it's an opportunity to strategize.
Exactly. I was just about to say, I
adjustments.
feel like the players can take advantage of this. I don't think that time span can be a waste, and now that there's like more coaches, for instance, like there could actually be a time here. Because let's be real, like the 2 minutes that you get in between games in a series, it's not enough time to actually like explain to the players like, okay, like this needs to be done, this needs to be done. It's mostly just all right, guys, we got this, and let's go to the next one. So you can't make any adjustments at all. I think it's up to the players.
Yeah, and I just think people are going to have to get used to it because the reality is we're only going to have more of it. And then also, flip side, the cool thing is NRG and Flipside, they both finished at the top of their groups, and they also made it to the finals. So I think that shows you or tells you like this wasn't a fluke. Like Flipside getting to the finals wasn't a fluke. NRG getting there, they were the best 2 teams there. But I mean, how does this even happen with Flipside? I mean, they were playing so well with Yukio, and then Speed just comes in, and it seemed like they were elevated to a different level.
I'm not that surprised.
Then tell why?
Because I don't think Yukio plays like Speed, and a player like Speed is what Flipside was missing this whole time.
In Mystic's words, he said that they felt like their defense was always a problem when they had Yukio on the squad.
But it's kind of strange, but I think Yukio is more defensive and he's not enough of a presence in the midfield. And so if it always feels like your defense is struggling, then maybe that's not really where the problem is happening. If they were just focusing on that, fixing that, maybe they were trying to fix the wrong thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speed striking was insane. Like the amount of goals he had and how fast they were going in.
Yeah, exactly.
That was crazy.
Drippay, I was talking to the Chiefs.
Yep.
And I was talking to Yummy Cheese Man, and I said, I asked if they're even the best team in Australia or in OCE, and he got really mad at me.
What?
So, I mean, in your opinion, you've got Tainted Minds who had no roster change, and now the Chiefs who are picking up Zen. Who do you think is the best in the region right now?
I think at this time and like when WSOE was happening, I think Tainted would have been the better team just because they had no changes. Like they've got the experience together. They only just picked up Zen. So I think in this moment, Tainted's probably better.
Do you think that the Chiefs, I mean, we've never had an RLCS with OCE that didn't have the Chiefs represented. Do you think there's a legitimate chance that they will not make it to this next World Championship? Do you see any other competitors in the region?
No, I think like Tainted Minds and Chiefs will still make it. Like now that Zen has the international experience now as well, and they're all just experienced players. Like I can't really see them.
I mean, they've gotten some time under their belt, right? Like this was a fresh tournament for them, fresh roster. How long do you think typically for a new player to get integrated? Should you like wait on judging them?
I'd say like over a month or so. Like,
Cheeseman's in chat. How you doing there, bud? But yeah, we have 1 minute left, chat. Try to get in. You can get in one question at JamesSpot. I'll try to answer it before we close it out. I'll give you your time is on the clock. I'm gonna just keep reading. You guys can keep chatting. I'm just waiting for a question to come in to close out this segment.
Okay.
All right.
I got a call from my dad. What is he doing?
Tell your dad we're in the
I'm
middle
trying.
of
I'm trying. I wonder if he knows. Maybe he's just playing a trick on me. But yeah.
So, I don't know.
Do you think speed should stay with flip
yeah,
side?
I wanted to talk
All right,
about
we'll cover
speed.
that. We'll cover that in the next. Oh, you
Dude,
got 30
speed
seconds.
should have replaced K-Dot.
You
All
think
right,
so?
what do you guys
Yes.
think? What do you
I don't-
guys think?
he's not as
Is
tested
speed
yet.
staying? Yes or
It
no?
doesn't matter.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I don't
Fireworks.
think so.
Has
No.
UK
There's
won
not
up
enough
with-
I'm with
experience there.
fireworks. I don't think it's going to happen. Grant?
Who?
Wait, do I?
I love Grant.
I vote yes.
Do I think?
I love Grant. Hey
Thumbs
guys,
up.
I said at James Mott, not at Gold Rush GG.
My vote's thumbs up.
Oh.
But actually, I am signed in as Gold Rush GG, so that thank you for at Gold
You don't
Rush
think
GG.
speed's staying on flip
But
side?
anyway, that was
think they
WSOE.
will.
We can talk about
they
that
meant.
more. Right now, the bulk of the show we have dedicated to speaking directly with Fireworks and Drippay from EG. We'll also treat it a little bit like the freestyle. So we're going to cover a broad range of topics. It's going to be kind of whatever we want to talk about. Also, I encourage Twitch chat to ask us questions when you can. Drippay, if you want to monitor chat, or Fireworks, if you want to monitor chat. Feel free to ignore every single thing they say. But if you see something that is a good point that you do want to answer, feel free to bring it up, either Fireworks or Drippay, and we can go about it. So, Subin?
I do have a question about like actually integrating you into EG. Like, is it more you're bringing the Oceanic style over, or they're integrating you into the NA style? You know what I mean? Like, who has a bigger influence on the team?
I think it's a bit of both. Like, I'm bringing like some strengths from my team, and then they're also like helping me like with what NA is good at as well. So,
Well,
What is NA good at? I mean, and I don't mean that in a disparaging way. I mean, really, what is NA good at?
I think like individually, NA is just like really good. Like, as you can see, like everyone's just like really good mechanically. Like, there's no one really like bad mechanically. So your mechanics really have to be on point to keep up. And yeah.
What are you bringing then? Like, what does Oceanic have over NA? Which I think there's a pretty decent.
OC is like more similar to EU. I think like we really focus on like our team, not individually. So like we really focus on like passing a lot more and just like really working as a team.
So, I mean, since you got here, you played in 2 pretty high-profile qualifier events. One of them was where I am sitting now at my computer. Somebody asked me to ask you, what was that like? And if it was not a good experience, be completely honest, 100%. What was that like playing over here? And even you could describe the
rate
setup.
the chair.
if you
Rate
want.
the chair.
I mean, yeah, the chair was good, but like overall it was pretty rough. Like I just arrived the day before. Like I was really jet lagged, and we had that was the first time I'm playing with the roster as well.
So it wasn't a my setup issue. It was more of a general situation.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting
Of course.
to.
Okay.
This is
Because
the internet.
it's just
I mean,
everything.
You've had problems.
yeah, well, no, the internet was great. It was very fast internet. But we're West Coast, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, why don't you so you had just arrived, you were jet lagged, you'd not really even scrimmed with the team. How did that whole tournament go for you?
Like we definitely it was definitely rough, but we definitely showed like good signs towards the end when we versing like the better teams. Like we showed that we had like potential there, but we just needed a time to get used to each other.
Maybe some breaks. Maybe some 10, 15-minute breaks. That would be good.
Yeah, haha, funny subbing. Good one. Yeah, actually, I play with my monitor. I mean, like you guys can see kind of how far away my monitor is. Maybe go to the wide shot. Like this is how I play. This is the top of my monitor. I had to go out and grab my monitor stand and bring it out and then stack it on Xbox games to make it for the right distance for Drippay. So I apologize for that.
It's like a foot or two closer than what you normally have it.
Yeah, I usually play with it pretty far away.
Yeah.
Is the West Coast ping as bad as West Coast players make it out to be? You can be honest.
I don't really mind it. Like I just get.
He's
used
from
to it.
OCE.
Well,
Let's
yeah,
be real.
True. But I mean,
he could be playing with a server that's based on the moon, and he'd be like, "Yeah, it's okay." It's fine.
Yeah.
well, Could be better.
Yeah, but what place did you guys get in that tournament?
7th, I think.
7th.
Yeah.
So and you needed to finish top 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not bad. I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough, right? Like we're talking like might even be it's world championship difficulty where you're trying to become one of the 10 teams in the world to get there. So qualifying is quite difficult. Maybe you can talk now about the DreamHack qualifier experience. What had changed? What you were able to prepare? Steven, feel free to jump in as well.
Yeah.
But maybe describe to us a little bit about how that DreamHack qualifiers went for
Yeah,
you
the
guys.
DreamHack was definitely a lot better because we had time to play with each other, and I was on my own setup like that I've been practicing, not on your setup. Yeah, so we like went straight to the winners final, but then we kind of didn't play that well against Bread and got 3-0'd by them. And then we dropped to the lower final, and then we had to wait ages for Ghost to come up through there.
Was this the tournament that had all of the insane upsets, or was that WSOE?
WSOE, I think. I mean, I don't think Rogue or G2 got through, but overall, I think it was WSOE.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I remember a lot of craziness. So, yeah, you guys
was
made
this
it
one
all the
too.
way to the
Yeah.
winners final. And feel free to bring up my computer screen right now, Grant. But you guys made it all the way to the winners final. You went through one way Kings of Urban. Who was on Kings of Urban?
Jacob Joro, I think.
Jacob, Joro, and Gyro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Splice. One way. Who was on there? Okay, Wild Scion. I know Wild Scion. And then you guys went down to the bottom, and I think I
Yeah.
remember watching this.
That was a rough one.
Yeah, so you guys were one game away. I don't know if you can answer this question, but will you be, regardless of qualifying, will you be attending DreamHack to play through the Open?
Yes.
So you will be.
Yes, and we're boot camping as well, so
In
we're
Germany?
going all in. In Copenhagen. Yeah.
In Copenhagen. How the hell did you get that set up? Where?
EG is amazing.
Oh my
yeah, they've
God!
helped
You
us
heard
out
it
a
here,
ton.
folks. Clip it. Put it on the subreddit.
Yeah, so it'll be
Confirmed.
fun.
But okay, so also you guys were within one game of getting there. So what do you think you guys were able to tweak since the WSOE qualifier? What was different for you guys?
I think the biggest thing, like honestly, the week after DreamHack qualifiers is whenever we really like turned up and kind of like changed our play style a ton. So I kind of wish the qualifiers were a week after that, just so we kind of had like that time where like right now we're clicking a lot better than even we were during DreamHack qualifiers. So I think the DreamHack qualifiers were still us kind of trying to like work through those growing pains. So it's kind of unfortunate we ended up not winning, both winners finals and losers finals, but yeah, if we kind of had what we have now, then it would have been a different scenario, I think.
Yeah, and Grant, you can take it off now. We don't have to show anything
What
else.
sort of changes had to happen for you guys to like mesh more? Was it like small things?
It's really just like who's going in rotations for the most part. At the time, we were kind of still working that out. And we kind of like started doing having Drippay a lot more at mid and having him like be the guy to be passed to. Mm-hmm. And, that's like his thing he was doing on Chiefs a lot. So we kind of like worked with that more. And now we're like passing to each other all the time. And it's a lot different. We're going 8-0 against Dignitas. So it works out really well. And
Are these
we're
in
just doing really-
scrims?
No,
I'm just
kidding,
curious.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just curious if this is more scrim stuff.
Healthy gamer
against-
coach over here.
Yeah,
I mean, if it was flip side.
yeah. Oh, exactly. I know. Right now, I got to say flip side.
But
Darn.
and also Grant, I know you're quiet. I see that you have an apple there, which I think is an excellent
boy.
decision.
Yes.
To bring along a nice red apple.
There's somebody that has been waiting for this.
Look at the shine
I
on
know.
that.
If Kid Goose is in chat, he'll be ecstatic. But if you can think of any questions just from the an Australian coming to live in America viewpoint, feel free to add those in as well. Because Drippay has uprooted his entire life from Australia
that's big.
to come over here. So, I mean,
Yeah.
can you even talk about what that has been like? Because your family, your friends, everybody is now on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
What has that been like? What has been hard or easy for you to adjust to or surprising?
Well, it's definitely like hard to leave my family and like friends and stuff like that. But like in OC, like you can't really have a career in esports. Like it's a bit rough. So I really just wanted a career and just give it a real good shot. Like while it lasts, like esports doesn't really, as a player, doesn't last that long. So I just wanted to give it a real good shot, and this is my opportunity.
Yeah, I like that
Well,
because we had the argument before. You
Yes,
remember that?
yes. I kept saying like, no. If there's going to be a switch, it's going to be from like a traditionally more like robust region to a smaller one. So if there was going to be someone changing, it'd be like from EU to NA. That's what I've seen in other esports and what I would expect in Rocket League. But here you go, proving me wrong. Thanks.
Just one more situation where I'm right. It's all right. I appreciate that.
I have a question for you. First off, how long have you been in America so far?
Well, I moved over at the start of this month.
Oh, so not very long. Have you noticed anything that has gone in line with your stereotypical vision of Americans, or something that has betrayed that?
Yeah, like somebody running down the street with a handful of cheeseburgers,
And a gun.
shouting "Build the wall" or something.
Not really, because I've just been staying inside and playing on my computer. So I haven't really
I had to get him outside yesterday. I'm like, all right, let's go take a walk. Let's just go down there to In-N-Out.
Yeah,
like, get out of the
Ooh,
house.
Did you get the double animal style?
Oh,
Did
we
you
thought
do
about
animal
it, but we didn't. We just
You
got the
didn't?
single cheeseburger.
style? And you didn't even get it
You
animal
gotta
style.
start with the
No,
original. You
yeah.
gotta work your way up. It's fine. Don't worry about it. No pressure.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't get animal style. Have you had animal style
No,
before?
I didn't even know it was a
Dude,
thing.
Well,
that's why.
He's
I'm
the
on the
worst
East
tour guide in
Coast.
America.
Okay.
If we were on the
Dude,
East Coast,
okay,
That's okay.
so-
No, we
Chick-fil-A
forgive you.
all
That
day.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay,
That
the next
explains
time
it.
the next time you go, order a double cheeseburger, animal style. Get it animal style. The fries kind of suck at In-N-Out in my
Yeah.
opinion, but the
yeah.
burgers are good.
They're so dry.
The burger,
Yeah,
I know
they
they're
are.
just weird.
It tastes
They're
like
weird.
plastic a little bit. I don't know. I don't get it.
But anyway, Drippay, is there anything that you want to tell people of just like your experience or anything that you've seen in chat or just anything you want to get off your chest after making this move from Australia
Maybe a shout out.
all the way over here? Yeah, it could even be a shout out. And Steven, too, if you want to talk a little bit about the thought process and the whole process of acquiring Drippay, that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
like, when the
sure.
heck was it even an idea?
You didn't even scrim?
Yeah, we just brought him over. We knew.
How?
Yeah.
How?
We had been thinking about bringing him in even since like Chicago, like whenever we were looking at him first. So Chicago was still our main guy we were looking at, but then we stuck with him throughout
So
the
you
season.
were looking at Drippay back before even the Chicago move.
Yeah, not
Wow.
not full on, but it was definitely there like in our minds, like, hey, it's a possibility. And then with this whole thing with Chicago moving to G2, we instantly were like, okay, the only person we really want right now is Drippay. And
But
so
how do
we
you
like
know
just
that?
pushed forward.
Where did you like just see how he plays and you're like, this is exactly what we need?
The play style, just the overall experience of like him going to LAN and progressively doing better, and the fact that they only get really 2 weeks to get that good in the first place. Like you go from like playing an OCE, I feel like, which is still very good, but not on like the world championship level, and you have to just boot camp for like a week. And for somebody to be able to like improve that quickly is extremely good to have as like a skill set. So that was another big thing, like somebody who can like adapt like crazy just to be able to fit in with whoever.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe you can talk about that, Drippay. How much of like, what do you think the difference is going to be for you now that you have all this experience? Maybe touch on what your experience was like only having minimal international opportunities.
Yeah, well, every time like we boot camps for RLCS, like we had like a week and a bit. Like I improved so much, and like we all improved so much. So like, and now getting to play against these teams regularly in scrims, it's just, I'm just gonna be able to reach like my true potential like so much easier. So
you're like training on 100 times gravity versus
Yeah,
back in OCE,
Well,
which is
I'm curious about how come in OCE it's just these two teams that have always dominated? Like, what sets you guys apart from the rest of OCE? Is it just there's enough players for two good teams? Is that it, or?
I don't know. It's just the way it is. Like the player base is just like so much smaller. So like,
is there any rising stars over there, or do you think that is Rocket League even a popular game over there?
yeah, it's like still popular, but like, yeah, I don't know. You just don't really see like many up and comers as much as like you do in other regions because the player base is just really small and like they don't really have the same motivation because like OC it's just like
There's not as much opportunity,
Yeah.
right? You need to get a job, like a real job,
Yeah.
as they would say,
Yeah.
because esports in Australia, it's a smaller market. You guys don't have as many international opportunities, so it's just hard to make that a career option. Whereas here, you can go the content route. You have all these teams, all this infrastructure to be able to pursue that. That makes sense. And Fireworks, I like that you're wearing the Gold Rush shirt.
You like this?
Yes.
Yeah, I had to represent.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Bringing in EG and Xfinity and then Gold Rush.
Has Twitch chat asked any good questions?
They're all yelling at each other.
Chicago's in chat.
Chicago.
Yeah, all the.
Do you know that
the
guy?
EG fam is in chat too. Corrupted G and Classics are in there.
When is Gold Rush 3? That has nothing to do with Drippay. Maybe it does. Who knows? We'll see.
Just
But
touchscreen? No.
Apparently, they've still been talking about burgers.
burgers?
Yeah, they're
This
having a
whole
fight
time.
on In-N-Out and the best.
In-N-Out, Shake Shack, and Whataburger have been coming.
You know,
up a
Five
lot.
Guys is also a really good burger place.
Oh,
But
yeah.
It's
Amazing.
super expensive.
Better than
I
In-N-Out.
feel like it's slightly
Yeah.
a different league almost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
just
you wouldn't really
really
compare.
expensive.
Yeah.
The fries are really good there too.
It's really messy, but really good.
But Drippay, is there anything you're trying to get done while you're over here? Like anything that you're like, oh, I'm in the States, I've got to do X, Y, Z.
No, not really. I haven't really moved over for that purpose. Like, just focusing on my team and doing well.
Awesome. So, Steven, can you tell us about any moves that you guys have, like for EG, anything upcoming? I know you guys have some things in the works, but I don't know how much you can say about it.
Sure. Yeah. So I think a lot of people know about the Seattle move we're doing.
Tell us about it.
Yes, that is extremely exciting. So we are all moving out to Seattle. We're going to be moving into a training facility, not into it, but we're actually going to be playing out of like an office space. It's a huge office space, like over 10,000 square feet. You know, it's really, really good.
And this is you, Drippay,
Us.
Classics, and Corrupted G.
Corrupted G will be going back and forth. So, but Drippay, Classics, and I will be living there full time, and then Corrupted G will come back and forth. You know, do content, hang out with us, boot camp, all that kind of stuff. But the cool part is like it's an office, so you go into work and you have your desk, and you know all the other teams are there. So we'll have our own big room.
So like all of EG, like EG
all of
Dota,
EG. Yeah.
Counter Strike.
Wow.
So I can like bounce
That's
ideas off of
awesome.
like the Dota, the Dota
That's a
coaches, all
content
that stuff.
haven. You'll be able to make some
Oh
pretty
yeah,
unique
we have our own
content.
content guy now. like,
Are you a fan of any games, Drippay, over there? Like,
League of Legends.
so,
I'm a fan of.
so you're gonna will you geek out if the League of Legends EG team's over there and you can go hang out with them and
we don't have one.
Yeah, that-
unfortunately.
you don't?
yeah, Dota 2 now.
But- and if they existed, they would be geeking out over him.
Yeah.
Come on, let's be real.
That's right. That's
But
right.
Continue. I'm sorry.
No, just we'll be all together, and we're going to be living in like apartments nearby, and everybody's going to be hanging out, and it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people were asking about like the West Coast ping and everything. Like the lucky part with us is we are with Xfinity, and I don't want to like push it too hard, but we've been talking to them a lot, and apparently like they found ways to actually like decrease the ping.
Whoa.
So we're actually able to get really good ping out there. We haven't tried it out ourselves yet, but that's the goal right now, because Dota's having the same issue where their servers are on the East Coast as well whenever they're playing. So we're trying to like actually find a way for it to work out
So
really
it's
well.
just
Hey,
like a really long like Ethernet cable.
Yeah, basically.
Hey, can you bring up the computer real quick? Just for a second here. We have a.
Grant, throw
I
that up.
tweeted earlier that you guys were gonna be out on the show, Drippay, and your dad asked you, Fireworks, is Drippay eating his greens? And this is just after saying how you took him to In-N-Out.
I'm giving him the true American fashion of getting him to eat as much unhealthy food as possible.
You better
So
be feeding him carrots and like we're out in California. You have access to the
That's
best
true. Yes,
vegetables and fruits.
we had some pretty healthy Korean food yesterday. It was really spicy, but really healthy.
All right, that doesn't sound healthy at all. Drippay, your dad asked you, who, in your opinion, is the best pro gamer parent that you know? No pressure.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I'm not sure if that's the appropriate response.
Definitely my dad.
Okay, yeah. And then we have some questions on how you're settling in. I guess we never even asked you that. Like, how are you settling in? Do you think it's been going pretty well? Has it been anything difficult to get used to?
Not really any complaints so far. Like, everything's going well.
If you're gaming a lot, it's just a different room, right?
Yeah.
That you spend a lot of time in, right?
Yeah.
So, different time you go to bed. Yeah.
It's pretty much the same.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's I haven't even making the most out of living out here. But before you leave San Francisco, you need to at least go check out the Golden Gate Bridge and the pier and Alcatraz if you haven't. Have you taken him?
I was thinking about it. We need to do that
Okay.
like on Thursday or
Yeah,
something.
you guys need to go to Alcatraz. I love history.
Right.
And so there's a lot of really interesting stuff. Like I didn't even know there was a Native American group that actually occupied Alcatraz in
Really?
protest. I think it was in like the 70s.
I've lived here my whole life.
Yeah, it was super interesting, super interesting. So you guys need to check that out. Absolutely, go to Alcatraz, and there's some cool military bases, and then also the pier is like the touristy area where you can go and get all that stuff done. So you have to do that. Maybe you can bring me.
Yeah, I'm down. You want to go?
I would
Let's
love
go have
to.
an adventure.
That's content.
Yes.
Let's make some
do it.
content.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, Drippay, I mean, is there anything that you specifically want to talk about, or Steven, you think like stuff we're forgetting about?
For me, the Seattle thing was the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big.
I hope, like, one of the things that I would always love to do is, we're Gold Rush, we're a group here on the West Coast.
Yeah.
It would be awesome to do an event at an EG space.
I fully agree. Yeah, it would be really cool.
You think that's
especially
something
with
that's a possibility?
With the Xfinity training facility here, yeah, I think so. It depends on how long we stay, but I think so.
I think that could be
should
fun.
be together.
I
Be a
think
lot
that
of
could
fun.
be a good idea.
Yeah, that would be.
We got to get it set up. Come on.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
check
down.
out Twitch
Chat,
chat.
what do we do there? What do we do?
Yeah.
We have access. We're in.
At EG. Do it.
Oh yeah, how was has it how has the sleeping and like just getting used to that thing been? Is Australia, because I know in like Alaska the sun can shine for 24/7.
Yeah, but Australia's
Is the
not
same
that
thing?
far.
I
No,
don't know,
what?
dude. I don't know.
Have you ever looked at a map, James?
I have looked at a map.
The very southern tip of Australia has snow. They're not that far south.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't know. Is there anything like that we wouldn't expect?
The sunrise is like so much earlier in Australia.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah.
So kiss my ass.
It's not like a 24-hour
does it go down
day.
sooner, or does it just last all the time?
It goes down quite quick as well. I don't really know if it's any different.
Okay.
He doesn't look at the sun. That's stupid.
He's like, I stay inside the whole time.
And
Is Mega Shogun going to be... What the hell? What are you asking me for? Nightmare, this is Drippay here, but I hope so.
I got a question. What, from your experience so far, has been the biggest thing that you've missed about Australia?
Did we get
It's
a
been a
host?
month.
Did we get a host?
I know it's only been a month.
Who hosted us? We have 348 viewers.
Really?
So whoever hosted us, thank you for that.
I like to think that no one hosted us.
No, somebody hosted us.
Probably my family and dog.
Family and
Oh,
dog.
for sure.
Good choices.
Yeah, that makes sense, really. I mean, sometimes we forget.
Oh,
that,
it was
like,
Garrett.
Oh, nice.
Garrett, thank you so much.
Thanks. But yeah, sometimes we forget, gamers are people too. You know what I mean? We have families.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to be able to acclimate to Seattle weather versus
Oh yeah, it's gonna rain. It's gonna
California
rain a
and
lot. Does it
Australian
even
weather?
rain in Australia?
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, you better get used to it,
Oh
buddy,
my
because
God.
it's gonna be 24/7. In Seattle, it rains a lot. It's cloudy,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's gonna be. Oh, what are you looking at me like that, Subin?
I'm just saying, I don't know. It's not like he's moving to another planet or anything
Yeah,
like
okay,
that. He's
all
not
right.
in
Subin,
Alaska.
can you get off my ass about all this
Alaska is another planet.
geological crap or
Well, just
whatever?
think about the
but
difference
anyway,
between
Cyanix
Australia and
Art,
Seattle.
Cyanix Art has a good question in chat. He says, "Ask Drippay if he is looking forward to playing any specific teams in RLCS. Do you guys, Drippay, do you have a team that you are looking forward to playing on the big stage?"
Cloud9, probably.
Ooh,
Because on Chiefs, we really struggled to play against them. They were our hardest matchup. So
was it season 4 that you guys had them on the ropes?
yeah,
And
we should have won that one. And then after that, we just
Is there a specific player that gives you trouble on that roster?
no.
It's just everybody?
Just everybody, huh?
Yeah.
Would you rather have to fight Torment or Gimmick in 1v1?
In a 1v1.
Yeah.
Like a fight or
I'm talking in a game.
Would you rather fight in a game?
Not in a real
You don't know
life.
what Gimmick's capable of.
Torment.
Okay.
Well, that brings up a good question. Who would you rather fight in real life?
Come on, no, we're not getting into that.
No, how is 1v1?
Well, I think
though?
I think it would be Gimmick just because he's smaller, right?
I guess.
I think he is. But don't even.
But I'm just wondering about the oceanic playstyle being closer to EU and stuff. Could that be anything to do with 1v1s not being as prevalent in oceanic or something?
No, it has nothing to do
No.
with 1v1.
Well, what is it then? Just natural talent? That doesn't make sense.
It's just I don't know, because during the start of RLCS, EU was always the better region, really. So obviously, we're gonna look to
Oh, so you're not gonna bother with the trash teams,
Well,
right?
like EU was
That
better,
makes
so
sense.
like, we're gonna see what they're doing well, not NA. So
yeah. I would agree with
Everybody's saying that Gimmick lifts too, so they're saying that
Oh.
he's jacked.
Yeah.
that. You got a training
So
facility, right?
I would suggest
Yeah, there you
nobody
go.
talk
And a gym
trash
inside
at
of it.
him, because if he's jacked and he sees you at LAN, it might not go well for you.
Oh man.
According to Twitch chat, which honestly probably is lying. So, all right, Twitch chat, if you have any actual good questions, feel free to let us know. We've got 1 minute left. I don't even know if they'll even have any time to talk, but Drippay, can you tell us how long you'll be in the United States for?
I mean, as long as it lasts.
Okay, yeah.
What team are you eyeing next? Then?
Yeah. Fireworks is like, shut up, Southern. I'm gonna stab you. All right. Well, that was EG Fireworks. Is there anything you want to say to close it out?
No, just thank you very much, guys, for
I
supporting
mean, you're
us.
still
and,
gonna be here.
Yeah, of course.
It sounds like you're getting ready to
Oh,
leave.
I mean, you
dude.
like did the little. I don't
No,
know.
I just you
No.
can just be like
No, he
you know
throws
I
people
wanna-
off. No,
I
I
want to thank
understand.
Yummy
Yeah.
Cheese Man
Yeah.
for helping us set this up behind Chief's back.
Yeah.
I mean-
Thank you, Yummy Cheese Man, for putting Drippay, out for us. So we appreciate that. I don't know, man. Thank you guys very much for
Everything,
supporting Drippay
right?
and the move that we've got going
I
on.
need a Drippay jersey.
Yes.
I want a Drippay jersey.
Yeah.
I think I
Your-
asked EG.
Your curse is lifted,
I-
right? Because every jersey you
yes,
have
it is
has
the curse
been
is
like
lifted.
a problem with like another team.
Yes,
players
I
going
used to
somewhere
get
else.
people's jersey and then they got kicked off the team. Like I had,
Oh.
yeah.
But you have
anyway,
processes
It was
now. His is fine.
Mike's jersey first, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it started with Mike Rules, and then it was Moses on Orbit, and then it
Oh,
was Jacob
no.
on Energy, and then it was
No.
Classics on Ghost, and then it was Chrome on EG.
Do not give this
So
man
it
your
was-
jersey.
You have processes now, though.
I
So
do.
you're okay.
And so it's
in my
broken.
opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna be talking about RLCS7 announcement.
Dude, no changes.
Feel free to
that-
bring up the
I mean,
computer.
South America, but
All right, we're bringing up the computer, everybody. Clear your minds for this. If you haven't seen this,
I haven't even seen this yet.
oh yes, dude, listen to the music. That's hot. Oh my God. Does that not excite you? I mean, I was thinking when they said that they were going to bring Sam in 2019. I thought that was like I don't want to say
The next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were.
Oh.
I thought they were going to say 2019 because that sounds way better than season 8, right? Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
was thinking they were going to do it not this season, because if you're not,
Mm-hmm.
why wouldn't you just say next season? So I was thinking Sam wasn't even going to make it in, but now they're in.
Maybe
So-
they weren't sure yet,
Well-
so they were just saying like
Yeah,
2019.
I feel like
Just
they
to be
would.
safe.
I don't think they would have said if they did it if it's way in the future. Like I think they said it once they're like, yeah, we for sure have it locked down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's Psionic's way. They're not gonna.
What's the Psionics way? What do you
They're
think?
not gonna say anything.
They're going to
that-
try to leave
that-
as much
Yeah,
space as possible.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like
no,
they-
I mean,
Yeah.
that's smart, because
played
now
it safe.
you
Gotta
you know,
admit.
like I was expecting season 8, and they surpassed expectations. So now we have South America, but now with South America, and here, let's bring up the dates. You can bring the computer back up. A few important things to note. One, every Rocket League platform is going to be able to compete. Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Steam, and Xbox One. It is $1 million again. So this is huge. We've got to be the first esport where it's every platform.
that's true.
Like
Switch
we're
players online?
making history.
Yeah,
baby.
Switch
Making
mains.
history.
I see it.
History is made. South America being added. So it's a ton of countries. I think Strangest Stranger like put all the flags of the participating
Does that
countries
mean
now.
Jodari can play?
Is he from Colombia?
I think so.
Where the hell? I think that's South America, right?
Oh my God, the man.
Yeah.
You guys remember him?
Yes, Jodari.
Jodari?
Jorelli's goodies, man.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah,
it sounds
he's
familiar.
a solid player. I remember I teamed up with him and we won like 11 games in a row. Me
There
and
you
Jadari.
go.
Like
He was
he's
good. He was
sick.
like one
He's
of the
good.
best players that weren't
Yeah.
vets.
Yeah, but anyway, dates, guys. You'll need to keep this in mind. Signups now through March 1st.
Is that typical? Is that how the previous?
I'm pretty sure
RLCS
this
have
is
been?
very
Yeah.
similar to the last.
So what does that mean?
It's always like a month before the actual
Yeah,
RLCS
because
starts.
and again, if you forget how it works, there will be 4 qualifiers that you can usually participate in 2 of them, and it's to sort out the top 128 teams. So it's always Saturday, Sunday, North America on Saturday, Europe on Sunday, March 2nd, 9, 12, and 16, and then the play-ins are actually on March 30th and 31st for Europe. And then RLCS starts in April. And then, as usual, rival series beginning a
Right.
week later.
So does that mean that it's going to be 2 RLCSs this season? Because people have been talking
think
about
so,
one.
yeah.
You know.
If they're sticking to this date, maybe. Who knows?
yeah.
But the thing I'm interested about is rule sets. And you can take this off now, Grant. But I want to know, like, now that they're adding South America, they absolutely have to change the World Championship format. There's no way we can do double elimination now.
Group play, please.
What?
Group play, please.
Say it
Is that
louder.
what
Group play, please.
All right. What do you, Drippay, what do you want?
I think group format would definitely be the best.
Do you have any opinion on how it should be handled? Like, should we do 2 big groups or four groups? And should we change the number of teams invited?
Wait, I'm so bad at
Yeah.
math. How many would that be? For
It depends on how many teams come out. But now we have 10 already, right? We have 4 North American,
Okay.
4 European, and then 2 Australian, and I would assume 2 South American now teams. So that's 12 teams.
Yeah.
I think 4 groups because like 2 groups
Yeah.
would be like way too many teams
Yeah,
in each group.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So how many? 4?
4 groups.
yeah.
Or even 3?
Three, maybe.
That can work too. But I think also it's going to bring up the fact that it's going to be a lot of games. So either they're going to make it 3 days, or maybe WSOE was like a test run. They said like, hey, you guys should try multiple
Yeah.
games at the same time, and it worked out pretty good. So who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
and that's the question is how are they going to be able to get that done? So with group play, will we need to have an extra day? Like, it's going to significantly make things more difficult, I think.
You better brush up on your multi-game stream.
Yeah.
Casting.
Well, I just had some practice, fortunately.
Oh, nice.
So, you know. But the other thing I'm curious about is what other changes are going to get bundled in. So I think we have to wait until the rule set gets posted on Smash GG. But I really hope that they address the regional format stuff.
Yes.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I hate it. I hate that the whole season is kind of built into one best of 7 or it's best of 7 series basically. So no matter how well you did, I mean, you can get to top 6, but if you made even 3rd place in the league and all of a sudden now you have to fight for that one best of 7 series, they shouldn't have the same way. I think it should be much different.
Yeah, Drippay, doesn't Australia have a different way of handling that? For your regionals?
Well, we usually had like a double elimination, like.
Yeah, at least that.
But one season we had like fifth, 6th seeds start in the lower bracket and then 4th, 3rd in the upper bracket.
Isn't that how you mentioned it one
Yes.
time?
Yeah, I was. It's like the curling system. How did that work for you guys? Did
Yeah,
you think it was good?
I think that worked well because it makes league play like more
important.
meaningful. Yeah.
So I hope we get to see some changes. Because what I was saying before is that Psyonix usually strikes me as a company that makes a lot of changes at once.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we'll see a cascading announcements of change coming to the league. I've got my fingers crossed, but at a minimum, we know World Championship format has to change because a 12-team double elimination
Yeah,
tournament.
there's just no way.
It would be just be long. Like if they want to do it, fine. You know, because that means that it's more work for me, right? I get to go and hang out wherever the heck we're having it. Usually it's in a pretty cool city. So I wouldn't mind going there for 4 or 5 days.
No, but from a viewer experience, it would definitely be just exhausting.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you can't have like a watch party for 12 hours a day.
Now, do you think they would pull just having the top 1 team actually go to the World Championship and keep the 10 teams? Because usually the second OCE
like take a team away from OCE?
Yeah, like I hope
I think
they
people would
don't,
lose their
but-
mind.
Yeah, no way. But
Yeah, I hope they don't either.
that's an
but
interesting
man.
option, but I think that taking anything away Like, from the viewers.
I don't think
it's just like
I feel like doing that to OCE would be pretty difficult, especially with how close Tainted Minds has been, how much success you guys have had.
Yeah,
I don't think
really
you can
rough.
do that. I don't think you could do that. I think they would have to add another 2 South American teams, and then I think what the world we're eventually going to get to is a world where there will be international majors that teams can all go participate in, and RLCS will be like a world championship, and the majors will play a role somehow, and to see who gets represented.
But I'm interested to see how South America like develops as a region now that they actually have something to work towards. Because before that, like they could hardly get like ESLs together. I feel like with enough teams. So.
And they didn't do too terrible at WSOE. I mean, they didn't do amazing, but they at least took games off of some teams.
Did they take one game?
Is that it? Just the entire time?
The
There's
entire
no
time,
way.
I think they took one game.
Really? I thought it was better than that. I guess not. Okay, never mind.
I glanced at the results though. Like they got kicked out in groups, right? So
yeah.
I think it was only one game. Like,
all right.
But
well, we'll
but it is a like essentially a fresh roster. Like 2 of the same players, but they still haven't figured out how to get that third one in yet.
Exactly.
I'll give that to them, but still, like,
it'll be tough. It'll take them a while. It'll be like the OCE, where like they slowly start to build up. You know, like with South America, like eventually teams will start boot camping out in those little areas. You know, like with OCE, like actual near the lands, and then they'll have somebody. You know, to be able to practice the entire 2 or 3 weeks.
It didn't take OCE that long.
Yeah,
I gotta say, like it was like, oh, this first LAN to throw it, and then the next one it's just like, holy crap! Like, wait a second.
I remember I was coaching Denial, like the first time OCE was in.
Hey! I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to stop you. We're moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
I always hate interrupting. I feel so bad. Just kidding, I don't. We're moving on to DreamHack, and also at any point in time, guys, if you want to switch to a freestyle, we certainly can. DreamHack I have is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
That might be a little long.
Might be. I might have input the time wrong on this one. But anyway, I just wanted to touch on DreamHack. We can skip this one and save more time, or just talk about other stuff. But DreamHack teams. This one's going to be an interesting one because there was a qualifier, but also there's an open component too. So even though teams didn't make it in through the qualifier, people can still physically go to the tournament to compete. So the teams from North America that were invited, I believe, was Cloud9 and NRG, and then who qualified was Bread and Ghost.
Yeah,
let's
and
go.
Then,
thanks to us.
Yes, you guys were EG one game away, and then out of Europe, surprisingly, Complexity and Secret qualified, which Complexity just got relegated. Now they're playing with Flakes.
Who did they beat?
They beat a lot of teams. So they beat the Clappers, which was a rival series team. They beat PSG 3-1. Then they beat Red Reserve, who was like one of the hottest teams in Europe. And then they beat Secret.
Who'd they replace? A lot, right?
So a lot was replaced by Flakes.
For a change that drastic, and like to see such an improvement, it had to have been like play style differences,
Oh yeah.
I think that they were super hyped to like bring in Greasy, but clearly it just wasn't working, and then they're like, all right, let's take a step back and find another player that fits it better.
Yeah.
And it really shows like, wow.
Yeah, and this one, Flame and Niels Cook and Freaky. So Niels is a player that we've seen quite a bit before. I believe he actually won MVP one season, didn't he?
Yeah.
He won MVP in Europe. That was season. I think I voted for Chaussette or somebody, but Niels he had a really good score.
4, I think.
Huh?
4, season 4.
Yeah, I think it might have been season 3 or season 4. But Niels, he's always been kind of like a scorer. So he got added on to Secret and it seemed to be working out for him. But are you familiar with the tournament rules and stuff? And either one of you guys?
I looked at it the other day, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
But is it like open signups for an infinite amount of teams?
I don't know. I think there's definitely a set amount of teams that can get in. Thankfully, the RLCS teams get like a priority in that. But then after that, any team can really join and come in and participate.
Do you guys have any insight on teams that are going?
I can't think of any on EU. I mean, I know they're all going. I'm pretty sure like every RLCS team is going to be going. From NA, I don't think anybody's missing out because the two that weren't probably going to be able to make it were Bread and Ghost, because Ghost just got dropped in the process of getting dropped by the Warriors.
They're in like the restricted free agency period.
So everybody else, though, will be going. Splice will be there, I know. A bunch of other teams, I know.
Wow.
Of course, Energy.
What's the drinking age in Australia?
18.
How old are you?
18.
So did you
sucks.
get that all out of your system, or did you turn 18 relatively recently?
Yeah, I've been 18 since March.
Okay. Well, you can feel good because Leipzig, apparently the drinking age is 16.
Yeah,
Wow.
that makes
So
sense.
we need to make sure like there is a watch going on right now because all these North American players, because over here in North America it's 21 is
Yeah.
the drinking age. So they'll be in Leipzig where it's 16.
Oh, boy.
We need to make sure chaperones are on every freaking corner.
Yeah.
I don't want to see like poor Justin,
Oh, God.
Yeah, we got to keep the players safe, man. Oh,
Or, I
gosh.
mean, that could be a strat to, like, make
A
them...
strat? That's terrible. Summons like some, Secret
It's
Service
legal.
agent.
Come
trying
on.
to- You got to be gentle. You got to be gentle.
So, knowing what teams go, do you guys make any specific preparations for teams? Like,
So yeah, with me, I mean, at least I have my notebook ready.
Mm-hmm.
I did the same thing for World Championship, where I had like all the teams, like their strengths, weaknesses,
Ooh.
what to do, all that stuff. I'm probably gonna do the same thing for DreamHack, but there's a lot more teams. That's the only issue, and a lot of the teams aren't really like fully developed yet because everybody's moving around. So that's what I at least do. And then I'm not sure, Drippay, if there's anything as well.
Yeah. I think DreamHack's going to be the most stacked tournament to date.
Yeah.
Like,
really?
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's like with all of these teams invited and all these teams that are going to go there and compete, it's going to be pretty nuts. I mean, I didn't get to participate in DreamHack last year, but it has been described to me as like a Spartan race where everyone has Wolverine claws, infinite boost, and low gravity. So it's
Sounds
going to be
nice.
it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah. it
apparently.
definitely will be.
So yeah, I mean, what the international lands that you have experience are only RLCS, right?
and D-League.
And E-League, okay, yeah. So this is going to test your endurance.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still curious about like preparing for teams because I don't think that's really like talked about all that much.
And
in
we
Rocket
haven't
League.
even talked about dates either. But when is DreamHack
15th to the 17th.
of this month or February?
February.
Okay.
So mark that on your calendars. Isn't it a 3-day event?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think first day is open qualifier, and then second, third day is the like playoffs, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, do you since there's so many teams, right, for an event like this, and it's going to be stacked, right? Is there like a set, not a playbook, but kind of, all right, this type of team, we have this solution for them, and this type of team, we have this solution. Do you kind of categorize teams and have a fix for each like type?
Oh yeah, definitely.
More like that?
That'll kind of play out whenever we actually scrim them. Whenever we go boot camping,
Yeah.
that's another good reason why we boot camp as well. So I can sit there and like actually look at what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
So that'll be really helpful. Really, the biggest thing though is just improving as a team in general.
Of course.
You can counter coach and counter do everything all day, but unless you're not really melding together, it's not going to work. So that's like the biggest thing that
Are
we
you
try
still
and
at
do.
that stage?
We're getting near like the end of it. We're still like working our way through at least the beginning stages of that. You improve the entire RLCS season, so there's no going to be stopping to that. But as
Yeah.
far as where we're like getting comfortable with each other's play styles, we're almost there.
Yeah.
Like, we're really really close.
I
so.
think people don't realize for a lot of teams like that makes or breaks the team. And then
yeah.
once you have that figured out,
Yeah.
it's like every other team, it's a breeze to make adjustments. Like, everybody knows everybody's role, and so for this team, we know what changes to make. It's not that hard. But yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, good luck with that. Like that's the hardest part, right?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
So what's your travel looking like to get there?
A lot. I think on the way back, his is about over 20 hours
Over 20
to
hours?
get home.
Wait, when you say home,
because he's going to go from Leipzig. So basically, we're going from here to Copenhagen for a week, and then over to Leipzig, and then after Leipzig, going home. and then we'll kind of hang
So
out.
when you say
for a little
home, you're going back
Australia.
to
Yeah.
Australia
Oh
'Cause
my god.
for how long?
bit. About a week or two, just so like he can hang out with family and
Yeah.
like get everything ready, because that's whenever we're going to be buying like the apartments and moving
Okay,
in.
so it's like preparing for everything.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
so with RLCS starting in April.
Yeah, we'll have like
so
a
that's still
month.
plenty of time.
Yeah, like a month and a week or 2 weeks, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. And that's when you have to say goodbye. You gonna cry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do on your last day in Australia? What's your plan?
I have no idea.
It's not like you got to go and have one last shrimp on a Barbie. Or,
Are you a
or
sentimental
anything, like-
person, or it's just like another day?
Yeah, I don't think it will be too much different. Like,
No. Well, how often do you think you need to like come back home and like, visit family and stuff, or are you able to like go pretty long?
I don't know, like, because this will be the first time I've done this. I guess I'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Like, see how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely got that like feeling of homesickness a little bit, like going to college, and I'm like, I actually do.
such a
like,
sissy,
I
dude.
actually do miss my family.
such a
This is so
sissy.
weird.
It's always nice seeing family. But let's be real, we're living the dream out here, baby. It's 70 degrees every day.
For sure.
Yeah, no, it's pretty awesome.
Hardly rains.
But so last meal in Australia, what is it? If you could pick.
I don't know. Maybe like Indian or something.
Indian.
I don't know. I like Indian.
Oh, okay.
Do you like Vegemite? Wait, do you like Vegemite?
No.
No. All right, there you have it.
I'm like
He
sitting
doesn't-
here.
He doesn't fit the Australian stereotype.
I guess
No.
not. Yeah, I'm sitting here. Last meal in Australia. What do you want? Indian. Okay. We'll quote him. We'll quote him on that. But then, that was our DreamHack discussion. Grant, feel free to bring up the computer on this next one. We have, I think I miscalculated how much time we have. So we'll just skip the scrim results and we'll do a little bit on the musty flick and then we'll skip right to signing off since it's almost
Or
8:30.
the mussy flick.
Yes, I have moosey flick. I meant to say musty. But anyway, there was a lot of drama over Musty and his coaching prices where he wanted to charge $60 an hour or $90 an hour for coaching.
no.
And people were freaking out. All right, what? You describe.
Actually, I think Fireworks.
Yeah, it's if you go to the Gamers Ready website, it's actually $90 for every 2 hours, so it's $45 an hour.
And people are getting upset.
That's actually reasonable.
Yeah.
It is,
But
even if it's $90 an hour. Like, I mean, what is it? Gamers Ready?
yeah, gamersready.com, I think.
If this is a bad website, I'm killing you. Okay, so team coaching, video. What are we doing? 1v1 live coaching.
Yeah, one.
So look at this. Yeah, out of stock. He's out of stock too.
click on the thing. Yeah, there you go.
The thing that kills me is that people were getting upset. Oh yeah, like any 5 stars. Let's get that 1 star. But the thing that kills me is that people were complaining about the prices.
Well,
and
when you see the $90 and you think it's an hour, I can kind of see that. Because
I don't care if it's
No.
$1,000 an hour.
No,
Something.
no.
I don't give a flying.
People can do whatever they
fruit
want
cup.
with their money, but I think that it's kind of like exploitive of people that
Exploitive.
Don't
it's
know
not
enough.
like he's holding a
They-
gun to anyone's head saying,
no,
"Buy
of
my
course not.
stuff."
Of course not. But a lot of people are like kids, basically
So,
spending money on this stuff.
I think that is such an asinine argument to say people are kids and spending money.
I don't want.
If in that situation,
I want them to have a
you
bad
think
rep
kids
for
are
the
just
rest
getting
of the coaches,
parents'
you know what I
credit
mean?
cards, going on Amazon, buying all the toys they want? No, you can't make that as an argument about why this is exploitive. Like prices, I think I don't think you can do that because by the same logic, they can go and buy their entire Christmas list anytime they want with no parental supervision. You're assuming that there's kids out here buying stuff with no parental supervision. I don't think that's fair to make. My point in this whole situation is that if I'm going to do something with my time, I am the sole person that can decide how much money it's going to take to get my ass off the couch to do that.
That's true. That's totally true.
And everyone else trying to say that his prices are too high, it's none of their damn business.
I agree though. Like he definitely can set whatever he wants, and people pay for whatever they want. But I'm just trying to be like the devil's advocate here, and
Yeah,
kind of
no,
have
go
the
ahead.
perspective of like, why people are like pissed off.
So
about
yeah,
it.
I
Because
had some
he's-
people.
he
I had
doesn't-
some people making some arguments, and we might go a little bit long because I miscalculated. And I really like this segment, so I apologize. We're not going to be over in exactly an hour. But there were people saying he's not the greatest player compared to other people who are charging less, which is valid. It's true. But at the same time, he's also a celebrity on
Yeah,
YouTube and
that's
Reddit,
true.
so
That's
you're
where he
getting
gets it.
access
So
to a
I mean,
celebrity.
I guess then it's not really so much for the coaching as much as it is for people
But
to like get
yeah,
started.
the other thing
paying that
about
much
that
to play
is
with them.
just because Squishy Muffins is the best fucking player in the world, and I'm not saying he is,
Oh,
but
yeah,
he's
yeah.
just an example. He might be the shittiest teacher alive.
No, that's
Yeah.
true. I
He
agree.
might be
100%.
absolutely horrible. And if you're platinum, it doesn't matter if you have Brett Favre or like if you're a crappy football player, it doesn't matter if you have Brett Favre or a college player
Grant
teaching
could
you.
get coaching,
Well,
give
I'm-
people coaching because
Let
he's
me
on
finish-
this show.
Let me finish my point.
People don't know any
Subin,
better.
let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. If you are not an amazing player, it doesn't matter if you, as long as the player who's teaching you is actually better, then he might be a better teacher at helping a lower ranked player progress than Squishy Muffin, who is an amazing player and might be very terrible at helping a player learn how to progress. So a lot of times the people buying coaching are people who are not close to grand champion.
Yeah.
They're very low. So in reality, how good you are might not have anything to do with how good of a teacher you are and helping them become a better player. So I think people are losing sight of it. They just see a big price tag
Yeah.
and they're like, he's not the greatest. Why is he doing that?
So-
You know,
it's
and my
like-
response to them is, why don't you do you and let him do him and go away?
Yeah, it's like the NFL quarterback coaches. You know, not all of them were NFL players whenever they went and go try to, coach the actual quarterbacks, but they're able to actually go through and coach them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They don't, they can't throw a ball as well as they can, but they know how to teach them how to do it.
No, yeah.
There's an interesting concept too with coaching in general, especially for like starting out on like low level players trying to get coaching, is that it doesn't have to necessarily be a constant thing. You don't have to like, oh, every Tuesday and Thursday I'm going to spend $90 to get 2 hours of coaching.
Yeah.
It could just be like a one-time thing, a one-time payment of $90, and this coach can give you a lot of insight or even just differing perspectives on like your gameplay that like obviously you'd give them like replays and stuff like that, and that like one payment of $90 can go a lot further than what people are making it out to be.
Yeah.
So if that $90 is worth 100 hours of game time that you're improving really rapidly on, for a lot of people that would be worth it.
Yeah, and products and services in general are worth what people are willing to pay. I mean, you see his prices are stacked, but he's still out of stock. So that means
It's
he
not
should be
even-
raising his prices
It's not even that
until he's not out of
expensive.
stock.
It's not even that expensive
Yeah.
though. Like
No,
if it was
yeah.
90 an hour, it's a little.
Like I
a
wouldn't.
little high,
I mean, if somebody asked me to do coaching, I would put it at like $200 an hour because I don't want to do it. But if somebody paid me $200, that's the point where it's like, yes, I hate it so much, but at that money,
Right.
at that point, I'm going to do it because it's $200 an hour. So I think a lot of people getting upset need to step back and think about it. If it's high prices and it's ridiculous and preposterous, then no one's going to buy it, and he won't get any money. You don't have to worry about it. It's just people, I think, getting riled up for no reason.
Yeah.
It's just let it. I also have a lot of very libertarian viewpoints on things.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
is
No,
a lot of it
I
is
agree.
stay out of people's, like, if it doesn't affect you, why the hell do you care kind of situation. And I was getting frustrated on Musty's behalf seeing everybody.
I actually have so much respect for him because he pulled off the marketing game like so much better than any of us on that website did. Like he knows how to like sell himself as a coach, as a personality. And ever since his first like Reddit post, like, guys, look at my Musty flick. Like, I just noticed like this shot is kind of cool, but like, dang, like everybody's upvoting this, and it definitely was down to his skill at writing the right title or talking to people the right way. And I think that's a skill in itself that people don't really recognize.
Yeah. And again, too, it's like people just need to step back and think if it's platinums getting this training, you're not going to be training these guys how to do a ceiling shot flip reset, double tap into the net. You're going to be teaching them very basic stuff, which Musty might actually be really good at, and he actually might be a really good and articulate teacher and helping those players get better. So again, it's like just quality of player doesn't necessarily translate to quality of coach.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Drippay, you haven't said anything.
He's been getting coaching from him.
Drippay, how much you charging for coaching?
I have no idea.
If you have to put
And
a
guys,
number, if you had to put a number on how much 1 hour of your time is worth, what would that be? The very minimum.
$40.
Thank you.
$40?
That's a good price.
That's a good price. I would have said 200. You should have.
no, I would. If I were you, I would charge way more. But we're gonna go to the end, and I guess one last thing I want to point out is that Fireworks is currently offering coaching.
Thank you.
For
didn't
on
wanna
his
say it.
stream. On his stream, where let me see if I can.
Yeah, I got my $5 coaching session.
All right, hey, here, bring up
That
the
is a
bring up the
steal.
computer again.
That is a
Yeah.
steal. You think that
So
Musty's...
Fireworks RL, as seen on the
thank
stream
you.
right there, will be offering coaching sessions. All you have to do is subscribe for $5. The stream will be at 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. If you want to have a coach who has access and experience at the highest levels of RLCS gameplay, please go to twitch.tv/fireworksrl.
Like how it sounds like a script.
And how long is the typical session for those $5 during the stream?
I usually spend about an hour on each person.
What?
Yeah.
So that is a
like
a
the
deal.
2 hours, I do like 2 sessions
then-
like a day.
That's a deal.
You have a huge backlog then.
Not bad. No, I got through like 2 today. I'll do 2 tomorrow. It shouldn't be too bad.
All right. Well,
And I have a good bit, but it's not bad.
we went over only 5 minutes. That's not bad. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close out the stream officially for just the podcast listeners for the short version. We also have a long version, which includes our pre-roll and post-roll, and then we'll stick around, answer some questions in chat. But right now, I'm going to close it out. This was episode 10 of Rush Hour. Fireworks, thank you for coming, man. Drippay, it was a pleasure having you. Sub and Grant. Guys, who are the special guests, you guys have anything that you want to say to close it out for the listeners?
I guess now I can say thank you, and I appreciate everybody's support. The move on Drippay, like the support from that was insane. I expected a little bit of backlash, but there was like absolutely none. That's been amazing. Thank you guys, and we'll be competing at DreamHack, and hopefully you cheer us on.
Drippay?
Yeah, just thanks everyone for the support. Like, I hope the OC fans continue to support me, and I'll try to do OC proud.
Absolutely. It's going to be a tough thing to do when EG's at the finals. You're going to have to be like, USA, Canada, OCE. But anyway, thank you guys. This was a fun episode. Hopefully, we'll have more fun ones in the future. Now, we're going to close it out for the short version. But if you want to stick around for the long version, we're going to answer questions in chat. So thank you guys for listening. And we'll see you next week at Tuesday, 7:30 Pacific. Bye-bye.
See ya.
All right, Twitch chat. It's just you and us. Now is the time.
This music's fitting.
Wait, are we still in or no?
music.
Are we still in?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He basically just cut it off for SoundCloud.
Oh, okay.
Scrim
Yeah.
results. Yeah, the scrim results was going to be us talking about Gregan, how Gregan... Oh, if you want to bring up
Yeah.
the computer again.
Scrim results are sacred.
Yeah, here we go.
Scrims
Let
in
me...
general.
They mean everything.
Yeah, this
Never
was...
forget
Just
that.
keep them private, please.
6-1.
Oh, yeah, Gregan.
Oh,
So
he's
if you
here?
guys don't know Gregan,
Oh,
Gregan is
right.
also known as the hashtag healthy gamer, according to Remco. He is the manager, just like Fireworks is for EG. He is the manager for Vitality.
Into context, SEO, we scrimmed Dignitas and TSM. Oops. And we beat TSM 6-0. And then we beat Dignitas 6-1 in the scrims, with the only game we lost being an overtime. So we're dominating against the top teams in scrims. So we'll see how it goes when in competitive matches, because I still think like our scrim performances, I don't know if it fully translates into competitive, but that's because we're so early on, we don't know what it's like. But I really hope it does, because it's insane the stuff that they're doing. The passing plays the guys are coming up with is nuts.
Didn't they lose like
Loving
really
every
early
moment
out in the
of it.
tournament right after?
Yes.
So basically Scrub said like he's not losing to PSG in
Yeah.
2019, and then they lost like right away. But anyway, this spawned a whole lot of controversy
Oh,
on the
Remco. There's
subreddit.
Remco.
362
Oh, I remember
points,
that.
and it was
Yeah.
gilded on the RL Esports subreddit, which is not like the biggest subreddit. That's a lot of upvotes. He says, "Here comes Mr. Healthy Gamer Coach spilling scrimmer results to brag about them." Don't get me wrong, couldn't care less that he does. But then I'd like to add that Vitality is by far a team that scrims less, blah, blah, blah. So there was a lot of drama on this. You can go check it out. I'll post it in the chat real quick if you guys want to see it. This was funny moment there. So, Greg, I'm getting a little bit of flack on that one.
Can I add my short tidbit to that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think scrims should be private in general. This is actually a problem we've had with like other teams, like posting clips of us just getting like fully clipped on, and that's like always been an issue. Or like nobody asking us, you know?
Yeah, no.
So
I
it's
mean,
like no matter what, even with Greg and whoever, always private unless you ask.
yes. So, what are your thoughts on scrims and this whole situation?
Yeah, I think it should totally just be private, and like in general, scrims like don't matter at all. So like, what's the point in like telling people like?
Yeah.
Because they did good.
Yeah,
You know, that's
It's the opposite. Yeah, you wouldn't hear it.
all right. Well, let's see what Twitch chat has to say. We're not gonna spend a ton of time on that. Just that's what we were gonna talk about. But next week it'll probably be too late.
That also brought up the fact that a lot of people are saying how, well, I mean, if scrims don't really indicate a good tournament performance, like why bother, you know?
Yeah.
Like, do they help you guys? Like,
They do.
In what way, you know?
You're not really going over the results of those games at all. Like, every time the goal gets scored, the game is reset. At least that's what I try and tell my guys. Like, the scoreboard doesn't matter at all. What you're doing is actually realizing your mistakes and you're fixing them. And so you also have a lot more examples to go through, like during coaching sessions, to actually talk about them. That's the biggest thing for me. I don't know if like you as well.
Scrims is just like nothing to do with the results. Like it's just all about how you're playing as a team and like what you want to work on and just stuff like that.
So it's just like people's egos getting in the way of actually, instead of going, oh, we won that scrim, that means we had good practice. Instead of
we got some
you know,
questions.
Yeah,
here.
you shouldn't look at results and to see how well you're
guys,
playing.
we got some questions here. M-Dog says, how many hats do I own? A lot. John, a.k.a. Always, says, thoughts on if groups to bracket for 10 to 12 team tourneys had top 2 per group into the upper bracket and then 3rd, 4th in the group into a lower bracket? No, I think it should just be groups to a single elim bracket.
Single? Yeah. I would say so.
Similar to what happened at WSOE.
I like that.
I like that a lot too.
More impact for the bracket itself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
there's that.
Thanks for asking the question, John. Tamarad7 says, why is the prize pool the same this year? It was $1 million.
I want 2 million.
That's why. Boogie Monster, thanks for the question, Tomar. Boogie Monster 7 says, thoughts on bubble teams, Relevation, Afterthought, and Nefarious. Do they make RLRS? I think what we're seeing is an era of teams on the bubble that have had support from Six Mans and support from the Renegade Cups, to where like they're going to be really dangerous teams. And so I think we're going to see a lot of fun happen. There's some really good players on the up and coming.
I think the skill of individual players is getting smaller. I mean, it's practically non-existent. It's mostly like mental fortitude and stuff like that. And so strategy and like play styles, like that is really what keeps teams together and actually putting out results. And, you know, like personal chemistry, like, you know, do you actually like playing with this person, you know, or are they like an asshole or whatever? I think that's key.
And we got more questions here. When does EG move to Seattle? When does it actually happen? After DreamHack,
After DreamHack, yes.
After DreamHack Distorted.
Yes.
Big German says, is Fireworks a pro? Is he Grand Champ? Where did he come from? He
up.
actually had an article written about him in his story, Big German. You should check it out. Fireworks was previously a pro. He qualified for the RLCS through the open play-ins, and he is Grand Champion. And he's been around for quite some time, and he coaches for free, or for subs.
Yeah, thank you.
How was your RLCS, you know, season that you were in?
Oh, there was so much.
It was deception, right?
Oh, yeah. Like we had that 4-man roster, and it created a lot of issues that we didn't like. We still had a good time with it. I just remember it being the most stressful, like one of the most stressful events of my Rocket League career.
Yeah.
Like just of like wanting to play and like trying, like everybody, you know. But overall, it was fun, you know. I definitely couldn't keep up today.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad I went
it's tough.
from-
People are
And
really
who
good today.
were you
Yeah.
teamed with, right? Vince.
It was
Vince,
Bell.
Abe.
and Corrupt the G, Bell, and Vince. Yeah,
Look at that.
That was a good team.
I know. Yeah.
All right, so Faux says, why is Rust more fun to play than Rocket League these days? I mean, Rust is just different. Rust is amazing. I love it. Connor Phillips says, did you guys talk about the C9 flip side overtime replay? I think they should have just replayed the whole game.
yeah.
We
yeah.
didn't, but yeah, Connor, I think the challenge there is that you've got WSOE, whose admin team is just getting into Rocket League.
Yeah.
I think it's a very tough thing to stop an entire production because the admin would have had to say, stop right now, everyone hold their horses. And as an admin, that's a scary thing to do when you have a multi-$1,000 production going on.
Right.
So obviously, hindsight's 2020, and yes, that's the right call to do it immediately. But I think the fact that they made the right call, it just
Yeah.
it would have been ideal. If
I was
it
really
was-
happy with that.
Yes, it would have been ideal if it was right away, but it was just no one. It's not easy to be perfect.
Yeah.
Tynormus says, James Bot, when are we getting a LAN event of some kind in SF? I need it soon. TBD, hopefully.
Also, just to chime in real quick,
Is Grant holding a red apple right now?
I
Says
am
Kiddoos.
holding a red apple.
Kid Goose.
Kid Goose.
Kid Goose did just donate 100 bits, so thank you for that.
Oh,
At
Kid
least I
Goose.
think so.
Yeah, he says Grant has an apple. This is not a drill.
And
So, hey, can you give us some backstory on this apple?
Sure. So one of the first, actually, it was the first Rush Hour stream that we did here in James's lovely house.
Thank you.
Kid Goose was kind enough to donate many, many bits in order to see me eat some very old broccoli.
That's true. It was real old.
It was very, very, very old broccoli. It was not good. But we ended up talking about apples in general, and I stated my very strong opinion that the red apple is the second worst apple,
Really?
only trumped by the yellow apple.
I love
that
it's
the
just
green
the
apple-
colors of the apple, not like.
Kid Goose just cheered 1,000 bits. This is not
Goose,
a
thank you.
fucking drill. Oh
And
my
that
god.
that the green apple is the superior apple, and me and Kid Goose end up getting into it, and he said that he would donate if I ate a red apple on stream, and I have repeatedly forgotten, but this time as I was leaving,
he's done it.
I saw the fruit basket
The
next
mad
to my
lad.
roommate, and I
Right.
grabbed it. But before anything, I believe it got lost somewhere far up in chat. I wanted to thank Tynormus for subscribing with his Twitch Prime sub, and I would encourage everybody else, if you have a free Twitch Prime sub, to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We provide lots of excellent content every Tuesday from 7:30 to 8:30, except for when Moopy decides to go out and break his leg so selfishly.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if you have any subscriptions, if you guys don't know what a Twitch Prime subscription is, as long as you have Twitch Prime, or as long as you have Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon Prime
Grant, why
account,
are you
Yeah,
not
thank
a
you. All
streamer
right, all right.
on Twitch? Why
Guys,
are you
he's
not a
delaying.
streamer?
He's delaying the apple. He doesn't want to eat it. All right,
Why
we
would
set up the camera.
why would I want to eat a second-rate apple?
Which one is it?
Strange is
There you go.
subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you. There is no
Thank you,
Prime command.
strangest stranger. You're the man.
Eat
But there's
the
only
apple.
one man who's better than you, and that's Kid Goose. Kid Goose, this is for you, and I'll try to ASMR it without it being too obnoxious. I'll give a little shot of it first. It is not disgusting like the broccoli was.
That's a nice apple.
It is a nice apple.
All right,
surprised
let's
that we
get this
had
apple going, man. You're delaying too long. It is very shiny. It looks new. What kind of apple is it? Is it a Fuji? Do you remember?
Red apple.
It's a red apple.
Red.
That's
There's
all
tons
that
of
matters.
kinds of red apples. Is it so when you bite into it? Is it crispy or is it kind of like mushy melt in your mouth?
So since this is a fresh apple, it's a
This is
little
a
bit
food
more
stream now.
crispy.
Okay,
It is
well,
not
no,
nearly
like I think
as
it's
crispy as a green apple.
Gala apples. They're kind of mushy. Like there's different types of
your
apples.
Yeah, Gala
Man.
apples are even worse than yellow apples.
And
Yeah, no,
another
Gala-
donation.
It's like a pear.
Another
a pear is just
donation.
a
Yeah, no.
Kid Goose.
terrible fruit.
Gala is gross. I don't like Gala. I like the crispy apples.
Kid Goose, thank you for the second 1,000.
He did it
bits.
again. He says,
This is
"My
for
fucking
you.
life is complete." GG, boys, Kid Goose. Kid Goose, you're insane, dude. Thank you so much. Our pizza today was on Kid Goose and the red apple. Kid Goose, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh, please no! I gotta take it off.
A 10,000. He earned a 10,000 bits badge. All right, we're gonna be working on that badge. We have to get that badge
Oh
created
my
for Kid
God.
Goose. He's a king. Oh my
I
god.
will eat this entire apple too. I owe it to
But do we
Kid
have
Goose.
to watch him eat them?
Yes, of course. We're in
yeah,
here
sure.
for the long run.
Oh God.
Apples
I'll
are.
take bigger bites.
Can you ask Drippay if he's gonna start streaming? Drippay, are you gonna start streaming?
Yeah, definitely. Like when I settle in a bit more, like I'll start streaming. Definitely.
All right, that's good. Twitch.tv/DrippayRL.
No, it's just Drippay.
It's just Drippay. Ooh, nice.
Whoa.
Fancy.
All right, Grant, how's that apple tasting?
Appley.
Appley? I didn't ask you
It
something.
tastes like a second-rate apple, but
Second rate?
I have clearly
So-
established
so-
my apple tier list at this point.
Yeah, I just feel like
There's only one apple that's worse than a yellow apple, and that's a pear. And that's just a yellow apple that's lying about being a better apple.
yeah. No, I honestly think red apples are the best kind of apple.
We got beef then.
I actually love red apples. Like I could eat them all day.
Have you seen a green apple?
I have. They're just kind of sour. I like the sweetness of the red apples.
But see, the green apple has it all. You get the sour green apples, but they also have the sweet green apples.
Yeah,
they
well-
have the crunchy green apples, but they don't have soft
I feel
green
like if
apples
you
'cause
like
that's
green
gross.
apples, then you're gonna like red apples. Ford 1400 says I'm right. The Crob says Grant doesn't know his apples for shit.
Oh, excuse you? There are exactly 4 apples. There's green apples.
I wish I knew
red
how to run a
apples,
poll
yellow
so we
apples,
could
and
see right
pears.
now.
Oh, someone should.
We can get some.
I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do poll.
Oof.
I tried and I
Type
failed.
1 in the chat if the green apple is the best
All
apple.
right, Twitch chat, just say it, red or green. Red or green apples.
Just,
Can you see?
Wow, a
I'm
lot
seeing
of
a
red.
lot of red.
You know, I'm feeling a little attacked with all the red that's coming out in chat right now.
Yeah, dude, it's red. Why are people typing 1? Who told you to type 1?
I did.
You did.
just,
Oh
just-
shoot, no,
just type
there's a
one.
green wave right now.
Oh,
no.
It's the green wave.
They have awoken.
Red. All right,
yeah.
Chrome's red. All right, yeah, no, red is good. Red is the best. Pears. It's not even- green is actually gross, to be honest. Kid Goose. I don't think they're gross, but I definitely don't think
They're an
as
acquired
good as
taste.
red. I think everybody wants red apple. Like even if you're eating candy, and you're having to eat candy, and you see it's apple flavored or green apple, no one's gonna pick green apple.
Excuse
Pineapple.
me.
Oh,
Pineapple.
we got a curveball.
Okay, there's an actual poll. We're gonna be able to get real data.
This is
All right,
everything.
I'll vote
We're gonna-
on behalf
we're
of
gonna bring this
everybody.
up, and I'll go
All right,
picture in picture there.
we're voting red.
Oh. Excuse
Oh, the stats
Oh
are coming
my
in.
God.
It's coming in hot right now. Apple,
Come
red
on,
apple,
green.
crushing.
Go red.
It's crushing green at the moment. Absolutely
Oh, what's yours?
demolishing
What do you
green.
No, it's making a comeback.
Oh no.
Green.
Red.
Be
What's
everybody
going on?
out
People
there
are
is
just
Green Nation.
people are just trying to be
people that
contrarians.
like green are like devoted fans. Like they're calling everybody like going on social
All right.
media.
Oh my God, it's catching up.
I
Drippay,
see
what do you
everybody-
think?
I
Red
need
or green?
greens.
Red.
I need
Red?
Greens in the
Red.
chat.
Red.
Red.
So we're red.
Oh, yeah.
Are you red subbing?
No, I'm green.
You guys, so it is
yeah.
literally
Team
red
Red's
versus green. No.
Get out of here.
Oh, everybody!
Subbing,
I'm
God.
here. Oh, wait, you like green?
Of course I like green. You think I'm
He's
eating
been
this
talking
okay?
about how he
God
likes
damn.
green for like 10. Oh my God.
Wait, what
Green
about
has
the
caught
yellow
up.
ones?
What?
We're at
Who likes the yellow
50%.
ones though?
Oh my
I feel
gosh,
like
it's
they're
neck
in
and neck.
between.
In between?
Green has
They
pulled
are
ahead.
By far at the bottom.
Oh God.
Green
I
has
think
pulled
yellow's
ahead.
all
I think
right.
green actually might
Green.
win.
Everybody in Twitch chat who's voting green,
It's awful.
I will do something for you. I don't know
No.
what.
No. All right.
That sounds bad, but it's
I don't
true.
like it. No, this is okay. We're at 50-50. I think we should just end it here.
End
We'll agree.
it.
We'll agree to disagree
a-
here.
Wow, that's actually amazing.
Yeah, we'll agree
Oh,
to disagree.
there
No,
you
no, 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 no,
There you
no.
go.
No,
Stop
you got
voting.
it over.
Everybody, stop voting.
No.
Chat, vote for green.
Stop voting, chat.
Vote for green and I'll eat the core.
All right,
This
we'll
is
give it.
this is the underdog upset no one
Eat the
expected.
core.
It's neck and neck. It's neck and neck.
Oh man.
All right, we're gonna. As soon as it's tied again, we'll.
Grant's gonna eat the core.
If we
Do it.
see some
Do you-
more votes for green, that is.
Red is
Wow,
booty.
I
Wow,
actually
so
did not
I think
expect
we'll officially
Yeah.
end it. Yeah, no, green.
This
Oh,
is a
it's
good-
tied. It's tied.
It's
It's
tied?
tied.
Oh,
30
yep,
to
that's
30.
it.
This is a
That's
good
All right,
matchup.
that's it.
This
We're
is
done.
a good matchup.
All right,
Jeez.
great. We got Inception on the screen now. All right, Grant, let's bring you up full screen. Let's see your progress. That
I
you're
mean,
making on
when
this
is it
apple.
technically
Wow.
eaten?
Here,
Yeah,
you can
when is
full.
it done?
I think it's.
When it
I
gets
think
to
it's.
the
I think
seed or
it's
what?
technically eaten.
I've
now.
eaten an entire apple without just leaving the
No,
little
I'm
tiny
good. I'm
stem.
gonna eat it.
Wait, you're gonna eat the whole thing?
Are you gonna eat the whole
I said I would
thing?
eat the core.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
my.
This is clutch.
I've never eaten an apple core in my
I haven't
life.
either.
This is
Here's a
epic.
question for you, James. Do you eat kiwis with the skin on, or do you peel the skin and then eat the kiwi?
What I actually do is my girlfriend showed me how to eat one. You cut it in half and then you can scoop the insides out with a spoon.
Ooh.
I've seen that.
So
The
that's
skin's surprisingly not bad though.
yeah.
I
No,
actually
showed
like the
me up.
skin.
I eat a peach with the
It's
skin.
tart.
Dude, you're actually gonna eat this core? I've never.
man.
I've never seen somebody eat an apple core.
Jeez.
That sounds
Only thing is
terrible.
you can't chew the seeds.
Why?
Apparently,
they're
don't
seeds,
apple
they're
seeds
hard.
have cyanide in them?
What?
Yeah, but you got to eat like 3 pounds of them to do anything dangerous. And I ain't eating 3 pounds of red apples. Green apples is a different story.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. What the hell? You're gonna eat even the butthole, the apple butthole?
Okay,
The little thing on the
I
end?
draw my line at the butthole. I'm a man of class.
Oh my god. At least you have standards. I love it. He just ate the core. Yeah,
Actually,
he
now
ate
that
the
I'm thinking
freaking
about
core.
it, I think I just chewed straight through these seeds. I can't feel any seeds.
I honestly am impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did really well. That was good.
Oh, someone's allergic to apples. They can't vote.
Oh no.
Aw.
That's a GG, gents.
Eat a pear. It's just a yellow apple line.
Oh, there you go.
But if you're allergic, then wouldn't you be allergic to a pear too?
Is that how it works?
I mean, pears are apples.
Can they eat pineapples?
See, that's a good question.
All right. Well, you did it really good,
All right.
Grant.
I left the butthole and the stem, I guess.
All right,
The
that's
shaft.
fair. Honestly,
Now-
you did above
if
and
you'd be
beyond.
so kind if I could get the bowl now.
Here.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
That is the most that I swear that's the most I've ever seen anybody eat of an apple. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for the stream. We're gonna host somebody. I'm thinking we should host MC Lando.
Let's go.
What do you guys think?
Yeah,
He's trying to
I
get
think
partner.
I think he deserves it.
So
does.
we're actually gonna raid McLando. So guys, thank you for showing up. Drippay Fireworks. Thank you guys for coming out in person. It was such an honor to have
One
you
more-
here.
Thank you, James,
Real
for
quick,
having
I
me.
believe Shoreline Sunset donated and said something.
Ooh, he did.
But I don't know what he said.
James, you never read my donation. All right, let's
see if we can find Shoreline Sunset somewhere.
All right,
Just
tell us what you said, Shoreline.
Yeah, if you could repeat it in chat.
I'm sorry if you could repeat it in chat. We'll raid McLando after.
I don't see it.
I must
I'm
have
sorry,
been far
Shoreline.
up.
I'm not signed in to the Twitch alerts. I need to have that.
Wow, I do not see it at all.
Must have been a while ago.
Wait, how did you see that?
Where did you see it? Yes, Shoreline.
No,
please.
he said Shoreline said it. He said
Oh.
you never read it from before.
Oh,
Also, one more time before I leave, go ahead and subscribe with Twitch Prime. Go ahead and send it our way.
It was like half an hour ago. He says.
Helps us bring content to you, the people, and hopefully napkins to me.
All right, I'm gonna find out what it was real quick. Oh my God, Corelli has the single. Wait, no, I do. Okay. I'm signing in. I'm signing into our background or our. All right, entertain us for a second, Southern.
me?
Yeah.
I'm entertaining.
Yay.
Let's do this.
Alright.
Eat another apple.
Yes.
Fuck.
Eat
Holy crap! What's it for
another one.
I hate
$35?
apples.
Eat a yellow one,
I
too.
actually hate all apples.
Really?
Green
All
is just
apples?
the best.
Then why'd you choose green?
I mean,
'Cause
I had
green
to
is
choose
the best.
something.
You could have been like, I'm allergic or something, you know?
No.
You could've, like, you know.
I would never lie. I've never lied
Fair
in my
enough,
life.
fair enough.
But
But I respect that. Green is the best.
there you go. And I mean, as far as we know, green is just as good as red, according to the poll.
Ooh.
As far
No,
as
no,
as
no.
far as we
50-50.
know.
That's
It
not
is
what the
50-50
poll
As
was.
far
right
as
now.
we know.
That's
the
what it
poll
said.
was, do you like green apples the most, or are you an illiterate person who can't read green?
So Rollerman also subscribed. I missed that.
Half
Kid
the
Goose
chat's illiterate.
just gifted a tier 1 sub to M-Dog.
Kid Goose right now
Okay,
just
oh my
subbed
God.
with a tier 1
Shoreline
sub.
did $50.
Fit what?
Are you kidding me,
Whoa.
Shoreline? Are you still here? Please tell me you're still here.
Do I gotta eat another apple?
Shoreline said You guys are awesome. Love the podcast. Hello from Australia.
Oh, let's go.
Oh my God, Shoreline!
Damn,
please tell me you're here.
I kind of feel bad that we missed it.
Shoreline,
Yeah.
no, we're here.
Shoreline.
Please
fellas.
tell me. Oh, he's
Hey,
here. He's still here. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Thank you.
Shoreline. Holy moly! Thank you so much for that support, man. Every
Hey,
rush
Drippay.
hour, I get
Hey,
pizza
Shoreline.
and pop for the crew. So that funds. Next time we're on the stream, I will remember to thank you and Kid Goose for providing food for our table.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Shoreline. Shoreline says, "Hey, Drippay."
I said, hey, Shoreline, you missed it.
I'm missing everything today apparently. And he got a tier 1 sub gifted. That's 3 gifted subs. Kid Goose,
Imagine
you
saying
guys
pop instead of
are the
sub.
best. You guys are the best. This is the best. Thank you guys so much, Shoreline. You rock, bro. I've got. If you're ever at an RLCS event, I will grab for you and Kid Goose. I've got some extra Gold Rush 2 t-shirts. I'll put some aside for you guys. Will Rush Hour be back next week? Yes.